Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. It is June 1st, and when you send your kids to school, they're going to be greeted by this on Monday in some form or fashion. Well, at least I hope not. Hopefully you're smart enough to put your kids in private schools, homeschool your kids, or just keep them away from the public school system indoctrination, because this stuff right here is still running wild, still running strong, and frankly, hey, should be illegal, but hey, it's taken enough time. It's taken enough time for people to just simply push back against this nonsense. So incremental steps, right? Incremental steps. And you know what? Unionized public schools, they're going to be one of the last groups to actually make meaningful, long-lasting changes because, well, you just take a look at the people that are in charge of this stuff and they are diehards for the cause. But when it comes to good old capitalism is here to save the day, because remember two of the biggest backlashes of 2023, Bud Light. Don't really hear anything about their aspirations for Pride Month. Not saying that there aren't any, I just haven't seen any promotions for them, but when I do, I'll be talking about it. But Target was the second biggest, and at some point in time, and if you take a look at certain metrics, ended up costing the brand a whole bunch of money. But that was 2023. Moving into 2024, and Target's Pride collection, back after backlash, but has shrunk from 2,000 items to just 75. That's kind of crazy, man. Now, is that backlash or is that an oversaturation of the market? Because if these things were actually selling, rainbow everything, tuck everything, as a company, you go with what sells. Okay, you tried to virtue signal, but then you figured out real quick that not 0.0% of the population can't sustain a multi-billion-dollar company. I think this is just reality finally coming to play, realizing that, oh yeah, you can try to virtue signal as much as you want, but that doesn't put food on people's tables. That doesn't add the number required to hit payroll. Target is drastically shrinking the assortment of products and is a big gay friendly Pride collection to just 75 items, down from 2,000 a year ago. Like, this is still the store that had black wheelchair Santa Claus this past Christmas. So I guess it's going to take him It's going to take him a little bit more time to come to a reasonable conclusion on this stuff. Minnesota-based cheap chic discount retailer saw its bottom line take a hit last year after it became engulfed in a firestorm on social media over clothing and accessories that were being marketed for kids last year during Pride Month. In addition to slashing an assortment by 96% to just 75 items, a recent report from Business Insider found that Target had also toned down the flamboyant nature of its products. What about its marketing, right? Because this looks an awful lot like last year's displays, and well, I think you'd be hard pressed to find any of this nonsense here this time. If we still had Target Canada, I'd be able to go check this stuff out, but maybe over the weekend I'll head on down to one of the big box stores that's still around here, go see if Walmart's imbibing any of this nonsense. But we'll continue. Last year, angry customers seethed over tuck-friendly women's swimsuits that allowed trans customers who have not had gender-affirming operations to conceal their genitalia. No, women's swimsuits. Well, first of all, A, that is intensely bigoted, but B, they were also in what section of the store? What section of the store were those swimsuits in that caused all the controversy? All right, wasn't the women's section, Target. Boycotting consumers also cited rainbow-themed children's clothing that bore big gay-friendly slogans. Well, ones that were created by a Satanist who also had a proclivity for designing interesting other designs that wouldn't look out of place in several Pride parades. Target was forced to remove some items from transgender designer Eric Garnell's apparel brand. That'd be the dude that we're talking about. His products were criticized by conservative news outlets and Republicans of being satanic. Well, when you have the visage of the devil on them, how else do you interpret that? Or just the slogans that directly reference Satan. I mean, how else can you interpret that? The threats to staffers and the spreading boycott prompted Target to pull some of the merchandise off shelves and shrink in-store displays. Threats to staffers. Now, I seem to remember threats, but they were in the form of 3 or 4 different bomb threats that were throughout the country. And who were the ones that called those in? Was that those conservatives? Was that those social media influencers that came in there and were trying to take down some signs for some clout? Interesting. Earlier this month, Target management said that it would limit the number of stores that offered gay merchandise. Wow, imagine that. Listen to your customers. Wherever the stuff sold, go back there and sell it. But if it didn't sell across the entire array of stores, like you went down from 2,000 items to 75, you know what that means? Nobody was buying the stuff, okay? It's not that there's so many bigots out there. It's that there's not enough people willing to buy all of this crap. If you could sell it by the square foot, I could understand the marketing in that specific Take Pride ad, because holy crap, it's not enough that you need to virtue signal to the gay community, that you also need to market to the livestock community. Somebody said it would sell Pride-themed adult apparel and home goods in select stores based on historical sales performance. Wow, that's normally what a company does. A move that signaled a reversal from its earlier strategy to roll out the products en masse at many of its locations nationwide. Yeah, maybe they did that for a couple of years and realized that our returns, especially in this economy, yeah, we can't do that again. Sucks to suck. Backlash at Target's Pride collection mirrored the boycott that was launched against Bud Light. Anheuser-Busch owned a beer brand that sparked controversy with its advertising partnership with transgender social media influencer Dylan Mulvaney. And you can see, at least as far as everybody's aware, Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch, haven't decided to do that again, because guess what? It didn't end up working out for their bottom line. Kohl's also was, took heat from last year. Oh, it's so nice to just go and take a jog down memory lane. Or a bike ride, in light of this being the Pride collection we're discussing, where you just go down to your local big box store to try to find a seat for your bicycle. Kohl's took heat last year for selling bibs and bodysuits for babies that feature the Pride flag and slogan supporting the big gay community. Last week, Target reported earnings that fell short of Wall Street estimates. Now you wonder why they don't want to be spending a bunch on merchandise that clearly isn't selling. As customers burdened by sticky inflation are pulling back on spending. Yeah, having all of these novelty rainbow and virtue signaling items strewn across their stores, just as very expensive dust collectors, yeah, that's probably not the best thing to do, hence why they're making the changes. In the first quarter, which ended May 4th, Target comparable sales fell 3.7%, with the fourth straight quarterly declined. Wow, how bigoted to use such gender normative language. I mean, come on, Target. Comparable sales data includes sales of retail goods at stores and online, but not sales of advertising. Okay, weird distinction without a difference. Since November 2021, Target's stock price has fallen more than 40% as a retailer has lost market share to rivals such as Walmart and Amazon. Yeah, that kind of really does reinforce Razorfist. Shout out to Razorfist. His take on the get woke, go broke phenomenon. It's not so much get woke, go broke as it is go broke, get woke, and then croak, because that's clearly what happened with Target. Well, they've been doing all of this gay stuff in the background for a while. When did it really come to the forefront? Well, after they were losing and hemorrhaging customers and profits. Which companies don't really do it, or at least just kind of have it segmented off? Walmart and Amazon. Target stock price was down by around 0.8% just after opening bell Wall Street on Wednesday. Stock was trading at around $146 a share. So yeah, long-term viability of Target, it's probably fine, but they're course correcting based on the data that they have. The Post sought comment from Target, who are busy, well, at least, the upper management too busy crying into their rainbow blankies. Earlier this month, Walmart began promoting its Pride apparel on social media ahead of Pride Month, which kicks off on Saturday. Today's the day, guys! Walmart's new Pride Always collection promo includes products like a notebook that says Beyond Gender, a tote bag that says Totes Gay, oh god, a fanny pack with I Heart Gay People, and rainbow colored products like a pool floaty, and an apron. Let's take a look at this because we got some time. It's my video, so I can go ahead and play it if I want to. God damn it, for as long as I want to. But here's the picture that we have. Oh god, yeah, that looks like the gayest room possible. Fanny pack, I love gay people. Totes gay. You got a rainbow mug and all that stuff. How fantastic. Okay, oh god. Then you have a non-gendered sleeping bag. Is that what we're doing with this one? But Walmart on Instagram, which is just, what is that? What is Woody Harrelson in a Diane Keaton wig doing in the background? That is absolutely creepy. But that's really, it's blowing up social media over there, huh? 1,000 comments, and 850 likes. I didn't even know anybody could get, especially with those type of leftist ideologies, could get ratioed on Instagram. But here we are, okay? But I can imagine, okay, this is probably not going to go all that well for them, but if they're just doing it on the internet, okay? I'm not saying get rid of all this stuff. Like, if there's people out there that want to buy it, have fun with that. It's just when it takes over your store and when you start to sell, quote-unquote, inappropriate items in inappropriate places, like water bottles, cups, fanny packs, which have always been gay, and tote bags that just have inflammatory messages on them. Nothing really wrong with that, okay? If the market demands that they're made, they're going to make them. So yeah, nothing really wrong with that, at least from the outset. But I'm sure as we march through the 6th month of the year that has been co-opted by just the most aggressive propaganda imaginable, I'd imagine we're probably going to find a seedy underbelly there. And no, I'm not just talking about somebody who didn't clean up the night before. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.